My friend, something massive just shook the Las Vegas Raiders behind closed doors. The kind of moment that forces an entire franchise to look in the mirror. A question that everyone avoided for weeks has now exploded into the center of the locker room. Who truly deserves to lead this team? Aidan O'Connell or Geno Smith? And trust me, the answer is nowhere near as simple as it looks. Inside the building, tension is rising fast. Coaches, players, even front office personnel are quietly choosing sides. And from what I've been told, information you won't hear on big media shows or anywhere else, the internal debate has become impossible to ignore. This quarterback decision could reshape the entire trajectory of the season. But before we dive deeper into the latest Raiders news, make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, and don't forget to press the bell icon so you don't miss any breaking updates. Alright, let's move forward. The Raiders enter Week 12 standing at a crossroads, and each passing week makes the situation more urgent. Geno Smith was brought in to be the steady veteran presence, the calm mind in the storm, the quarterback who could manage the offense with composure and reliability. But instead, Raider Nation has watched a roller coaster. A few bright flashes followed by long stretches of costly turnovers and momentum-killing mistakes. The frustration among fans is boiling. They are tired of watching games slip away in slow motion. And just when things seemed ready to collapse, everything shifts. Aidan O'Connell is back. Healthy. Cleared. And returning at the exact moment, the Raiders are desperate for a spark. His style, his poise, his decision-making, all of it stands in direct contrast to Geno Smith's unpredictability. And inside the organization, people are starting to ask whether O'Connell might be the reset button this season desperately needs. Raider Nation knows exactly what Aidan O'Connell brings. A steady, rhythm-based approach, a quarterback who wins through timing, precision, and discipline rather than wild improvisation. Fans haven't forgotten his 2023 rookie season. 12 touchdowns, only 7 interceptions, and a calmness in the pocket that made the offense feel stable, even when nothing else was. He wasn't flashy, but he was dependable, something the Raiders have been starving for in recent weeks. And when you set that side by side with what's happening now, the difference becomes impossible to ignore. Geno Smith also hit 12 touchdowns this season, yet his turnovers have nearly doubled what O'Connell produced in the same span of games. The contrast? Night and day. One quarterback pushes throws that turn into disasters. The other keeps the offense out of trouble, but sometimes struggles to stretch the field. One swings big. The other avoids season-crushing mistakes. Two completely different identities, and both pulling the franchise in opposite directions. Just when it looked like the battle would be a straight duel between Smith and O'Connell, another unexpected name entered the room: Kenny Pickett. Brought in after O'Connell's wrist injury, he was supposed to bring stability, and maybe even compete for the job. But the spark never came. His time on the field has floated between quiet and disappointing, held back by the same issues every Raiders quarterback faces: inconsistent protection, an offense with no rhythm, and a system that still searches for its identity. Pickett hasn't elevated the unit, and the opportunity to prove he belongs in the conversation is shrinking fast. So now the real question stands tall over the entire franchise: who truly gives the Las Vegas Raiders the best shot at winning, right now? Is it the veteran whose decisions are becoming harder to trust? Or the young quarterback whose ceiling is still unknown, but whose calm and organized style might be exactly the reset this team needs to keep the season alive? Inside the Raiders' locker room, the atmosphere is tight enough to feel. Players understand exactly how much is on the line. Coaches can sense the eyes of the league watching every decision. And the fans? They're no longer asking for change. They're demanding direction, urgency, and a plan that actually makes sense. This isn't just about choosing a quarterback anymore. This is about choosing who the Las Vegas Raiders want to become for the rest of this bruised and chaotic 2025 season. And the weight of that choice only gets heavier when you look at what's coming next. Week 12 isn't just another date on the schedule. It's a storm heading straight toward Las Vegas, and it's bringing questions the team can no longer avoid. Accountability, identity, urgency, all of it is being forced onto a roster that has spent 2 months sliding down a steep decline nobody saw coming. After opening the season with energy and shocking the Patriots in Week 1, the Raiders have spiraled into one of the league's most painful storylines. A 1-8 record. A collapse made even more brutal by the aggressive offseason meant to deliver immediate improvement. Pete Carroll's arrival, Geno Smith stepping in as the veteran leader, and Ashton Jeanty added through the draft to bring explosiveness. On paper, it was supposed to be the start of a tougher, disciplined, gritty new identity. Instead, the season unraveled into a search for answers that still haven't been found. The offense lost rhythm. The protection broke down. The play calling drifted from confusing to outright baffling. Even after the bye week, when fans hoped for a reset, the Raiders struggled to match expectations. But then, for a brief moment, something clicked. In their matchup against the Jaguars, Las Vegas tried something completely different. The offense shifted to quick, simple reads for Geno Smith, and the coaching staff finally gave Jeanty the open space he needed to turn short plays into explosive gains. And for that 1 week, the plan actually worked. Las Vegas finally showed signs of life in that Jacksonville game. 29 points, confidence, rhythm, and a fight that pushed the contest into overtime at 30-29. It wasn't perfection, but it was the first real glimpse of what this team could be. For once, the Raiders looked dangerous. They looked alive. And then, almost unbelievably, that identity vanished again. Against Denver, the offense collapsed right back into the same suffocating habits. 7 points, broken drives, mistimed reads, and zero chemistry. The following week versus Dallas, the scoreboard looked slightly better with 16 points, but the offense still felt timid, hesitant, predictable. Every snap looked like the Raiders were stuck between two philosophies and committed to neither. Now, heading into Week 12, Las Vegas must rediscover that brief Jacksonville spark or watch their season fall apart for good. This week's opponent? The Cleveland Browns, a team drowning in its own storm. They are rolling with rookie quarterback Shedeur Sanders, who is coming off a nightmare outing, for completions on 16 attempts, just 47 yards, and an interception that opened serious questions about his readiness. Cleveland's offensive line is collapsing under pressure, allowing the second highest rate in the NFL at 42.5%. That puts Maxx Crosby in the center of the stage. He sees a wounded offensive line. He sees a rookie quarterback. And he sees an opportunity to wreck a game by himself. But the danger swings both directions. While Crosby is a nightmare for Sanders, the Raiders' own offensive front now has to deal with Myles Garrett, who is playing at a terrifying level. 11 sacks in his last 4 games and charging toward a historic season. His combination of raw power and violent burst is dismantling protection schemes every week. And this comes right after the Raiders' offense made the Cowboys' defense look dominant. Oddsmakers still lean toward Las Vegas, but not out of trust. Rather because Cleveland is throwing a rookie into chaos with almost no preparation. This matchup is shaping into something volatile, unpredictable, and potentially decided by a single mistake or a single heroic play. A defensive minefield from start to finish. And with the Raiders' quarterback battle still razor-tight. With Week 12 looming as the most critical game of the season. With the team trying desperately to prove it still has a direction. One question hangs over Raider Nation: who truly deserves the starting job now? And more importantly, do you believe Las Vegas can still flip this season before time runs out?